second step is the day-based steps. Oh, so that was a hook. And interesting out of thing, I just saw an ad. I was like, it was so interesting. I was like, okay, that ad started in this way. Like the second thing, we're going to talk about this one thing. I was like, I'm going to use it for my video as well. Like, great. Anyways, thank you so much for joining this one video. We are going to talk about what? 3 steps to creating a guide map for your students. Now, this video is not for you. If you don't have courses, if you are still scripting out, if you're still recording, and if this video is not for you, if you don't have a course, because this video will make is more, it will be more relevant for you if you already have a course. That means is welcome to this one video. Now, thank you so much for making that creating and designing, crafting one of the greatest courses that you have designed by this time, because I know for a fact that be it a first version, be it a third version, or be it the 10th version of the course that you've created, what is the course you have created, it is going to make an impact. It is going to help someone out there. It is going to get them results. It is going to give them, it is going to deliver. Give me like a second. Ad stands just like that. Okay. Because what you have created, you have given your best in. Now, when you have given your best in, you detach from the results, then only you are going to see that results happening within the community. That brings us to the welcoming of this one with the 3 steps to creating the guide map. Now, when you already have the course, how can you structure them? Now, when I say guide map is something, say for an example, you go for a hike. And before the hike starts, before the trekking starts, there's like this one cool office down there, and that office gives you a map. It's like, okay, this is the map. You 200 meters is this, then there's a right, then 400 meters go there, then there's a hike, then there's a drop off, or there's like a waterfall over there. So he gives you literally the guide map, the paper, just like when you go to IKEA. If you haven't been to IKEA, that's like the super coolest place when it comes to furniture and just hang out with friends and family, ladies, whatever that is, go visit IKEA, because there's like that, you will find that guide map over there. You go up for a hike, you go for a trek, you find that guide map. That was an inspiration for me to create for the Academy Fund Studies in the first place, where it's super important for me to let you know what has to be consumed, when it has to be consumed, and how it has to be consumed. So everything comes in that guide map. So step number 1 of creating the guide map, the coolest guide map for your community, step number 1 is list down the priorities. It's that simple. List down the priorities. Like, okay, what I have to be watching first. If I have to learn swimming, if I have to lose weight, if I have to gain weight, if I have to gain muscle, if I have to cure my the goal that I've got, if I have to become, if you're teaching me to become the greatest hairstylist, or maybe nail stylist, or maybe skydiving, or maybe swimming, or maybe calligraphy, whatever that is. Like, list down the priorities that I have to be consuming. So you need to be knowing where I am, what is my financial position, what is my financial security. Like, not the details of it, but then an idea. Okay, am I an employee? Am I an employer? Am I a businessman? Am I a student? Am I a man? Am I a woman? Am I like, okay, do I have a business? Now, when I have a business, okay, am I struggling? Am I starting a business? Or am I already into a business? Do I have employees? Or am I scaling a business? So when you go into the depth of it, you find a lot of things, and based on that, you can start, based on that, you can start on priorities. Now, for example, if you want to help people lose weight, okay, define people. Okay, certain age category, 30 to 35 each. Okay, 30 to 35. Do they have kids? Was their financial, just an idea, was their financial income? Like, how much are they willing to spend on their weight? How much time are they going to spend on the physical health? How much time they're going to spend on their dieting office? Like, when you have all these places, you can create courses. List down the priorities. Like, what do they have to watch first? What do they have to watch second? What do they have to watch third? Listing on the priorities. Point number 2 is, step number 2 is, it's not 3-step process, it's 5-step process. You are in for a treat. Though I started the video saying 3 steps, but then there are like 5 steps I've already listed over here. Step number 2 is create a day-based steps. Day-based priority base. The first priority, you have kind of listed on the whole thing. You have to consume in this way. Second one is, what do I have to watch first? On the day 1, you just don't give me one topic, you're giving me 4 topics. What are those 4 topics? Like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like giving me day-based steps. Like, okay, watch this. And I'm also going to give an external blog for some other person who has made an impact in my life. You also go read that and come back over here. I'm going to give you this. Like, you're telling me exactly what has to be done today. You're going to tell me what is going to happen, what I'm going to be watching or consuming. In other words, I've listened to like what has to be consumed. Step number 3 is what to watch / what to consume. Now, when I say consume, consume comes into the van: watching, reading, listening, writing, doing. So, what to consume for today? You list that very clearly. It's like, okay, watch these 4 videos. Watch, for me in the Academy of Art and Sciences, what we have is watch phase 1 and phase 2 today. Now, phase 1 and phase 2 have got like 8 to 10 videos. I'm not saying that watch 8 to 10 videos. I'm like, okay, today's task is watch phase 1, phase 2. I've kind of segmented the whole thing into phases. Step number 4 is how to consume. Now, if you think about it, and if you actually think about it very closely, it's not about what you eat, it's about how you eat. I'm going to give you a diet plan. For example, I'm going to give you a diet plan. You have to be eating certain amount of rice or chapatis, whatever that is, during the day. Now, if I give you the cheat meal, okay, you can have like biryani. This is for me. If I give you biryani, and it's like a cheat meal, how are you going to eat it? It's not just about, it's not just about what you eat, but how do you eat it. I made three simple formula for myself when I eat. For example, it's like, okay, chewing the food, not taking the next bite until the bite already within the mouth is finished. Point number 2. Third one, giving gaps between each meal, because like I just don't want to hold things and become fat again, and I just and get food poisoning, stuff like that. It's like, okay, it's more important like what is your courses, what are you going to teach them, but how are you going to teach them is as equal as important as what do you teach them. Because if your delivery pattern is not that great, it's not going to make that impact. People are going to listen. If they don't going to listen, they are not going to learn. If they don't get to learn, they don't take notes. If they don't take notes, they don't get results that way. So it's how you want them to consume your courses. For that, we have 2 things: rules of engagement, context setting. Rules of engagement, context setting. Always have rules of engagement. What you have to be doing is like, okay, I want you to finish what you started. I want you to stay committed. I want you to squeeze in and choke excuses out and just focus on the impact. Focus on the actions. Take an action. Don't give an excuse. Like example, like these are the rules of engagement that you can have. It's like attend these calls on a daily basis. Watch these videos on a daily basis. Do this on a daily. So you're setting rules because you, if you think about it, you are not with them. But what is with them is the right context that you set, the right rules that you set. Now, you can differentiate between people who are taking action, who are not taking action. Who are not taking action, they are not following the rules. Who are taking an action, who are getting results, they are actually following what the rules you have set. Because of maybe you have set 10 rules, maybe they are just following 2. Fair enough for them to get started off. How to consume. The 5th and the most important thing for people for making that guide map impactful in a way is like in an impactful way is ask them to share their stories, ask them to share their journeys. It's like now that they have started consuming the content, wants and hows and they have set the right context, the right rules of engagement, and they have now started to do things from the guide map. One of the rules you can also have for your community is sharing your daily successes on a daily basis. Like you can ask them to share on the Facebook group, you can ask them to share on a Telegram group, on a WhatsApp group, wherever you feel like that's like a place for them that you've created. Ask them to share the thing with the whole group. They are not just getting results, but they are also not sharing those results. And when they share those results, be it good, be it bad, it's an experience. When they share this, what happens is the other members of the community is getting that inspiration, getting that motivation, because when someone else is consuming the content that you have suggested them and they're getting results, the other members who are not following the rules, who are not consuming, now they get inspired to take an action not from you but from them, like indirectly. Step number 1: list the priorities, day-based content. Watch what to consume, how to consume. List that in order and ask them to share their journey. That brings us to the conclusion of this one short video where I found this very important for you when you are creating courses, because this has to be on day 1 when the moment people get inside the community, the day 1 context setting part of it, the introduction part of it, the orientation part of it. This sits right above before even you start the content, because this is what you're going to give them on the moment they make any, the moment they make the moment they make that transaction. You give them all these cool things, because now that's how the tone is. Like, you do this in this manner. People are going to fail. We have failed so many times, but then there are people who are in desperate need of it. Think of the people who are in desperate need of what you are offering them, and keep them in front, and then do something. That brings us to the conclusion of this one video. Thank you so much for making this video topic me a part of your day. I'm going to see you in another exciting video that I'm going to record right now. 4-step formula to deliver results in your online business. Thank you so much. I'm going to see you there.
بذكر الإله تطيب الحياة تسر أسارير وجه صبي